Galaxy. And, well, I suppose while we're doing this, I suppose we better do this.
Are you asking me if I'm ready to go? I'm always ready.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. So very, very happy to have you. And believe me, very elated because a good friend of ours is coming back. Yes. Michael F. Rose from the band Bad Horse is going to be joining us. And believe me, it's going to be great to catch up with Mike and see how things are going in the meantime. So very, very thankful for you guys joining us here at Galaxy. And I'll tell you what, while you're watching, why not do this? Why not sub, thumb, bell? Hey, go on. Bell notifications when we have important people, much like Michael Rose. And subscribe, become part of the family. You know what it is, right? Yeah, absolutely. Thummy thing? Yeah, go on, get epileptic with that. Like us a lot. Let's kick it off. Here's Bad Horse, Heaven Help Me, right here at Galaxy. Good morning. Sorry about that, Mike. Unfortunately.
No, that's fine, man. I love leading in with a song because you know me, I could talk too much. So the more music you will play, the more you talk, the better. Because I was raised by my grandparents, man. My grandmother, she couldn't stop talking, and I realized the older I get, I'm just like her.
Oh dear, I think you and I are the same. I even have people making ads going, Grant, you talk too much.
Really, man. For me, I get excited about life and everything that's going on. And I think that you and I, we just like to share. And we're empaths. You're an empath. Barbara's an empath. And when you share that energy with people, we do it because we love them. And we want everybody to feel as good as we feel about what we're doing.
Exactly.
It's like the coolest thing.
You know, it is Independence Day in India today, so congratulations to everybody in India having a big sally today. Get out there and throw some coloured stuff around and enjoy yourself, literally. And, you know, I really, really would love to have been there, to have seen it. We were supposed to have been there to see it, but, well, never mind. So we might be there for the next big holiday that you have. Maybe. Anyway, so very, very cool. Mike, I was looking on the internet-y, interwebby thing, and I found out something interesting that was originated in America.
What's that?
Well, back in the day, apparently cowboys used to put a lamp on their saddle at night when they travelled at night, so that, you know, they let other cowboys know that they were coming, right?
Yeah, that was the first headlight in America.
Yeah, first satellite communication.
That's right. 1 horsepower, first headlight.
First satellite communication. I like it. I do. Oh dear. It's getting worse. It really is.
That's a long song, man. Who's writing this stuff?
It must be you. Let's do it. It's about 40 seconds to go.
Oh, right on. Yeah, this is always fun with you, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to do it. I moved recently and I had to set up some of my gear, and a little of it was defunct thing.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. And this morning, we're catching up with a very good friend of ours, yes, Michael F. Rose, wearing a splendid hat too, by the way, from the band Bad Horse. Welcome back, Michael. It's a pleasure to have you, my friend.
Thanks for having me. Like I was telling you when we were off air, this is my favorite show. It really is. Because how hard you guys work. And everybody that's listening to this, if you listen to Michael F. Rose or Bad Horse Music, which is basically now just Bad Horse, make sure you follow Galaxy 107 and get involved with what they're doing, because it's pretty amazing. I know how hard you guys work. I do the same thing on my end. Like I told you, it's we're just same business. We're just carrying different components.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. I really, really appreciate you saying that too, by the way. But if you're listening every day, maybe you might need to talk to my psychiatrist, to be very honest with you.
I have my own thing.
Well, you know, vicariously, I'm actually wearing her t-shirt today. It's the first time you ever get to be able to slip into something that, yeah, psychiatrist might give you.
Yeah, I'm sporting my Bad Company tour T-shirt from back in the day.
You know, one of the best bands in history, literally, is Bad Company, and
I agree.
what a great era of music. Literally, my on-air producer's going, she's cowgirl crazy. Well, you know, that's a statement in her own right, really, isn't it? But believe me, the 70s, 80s was the best period of time for music, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I think 100%. I mean, everything, it's like a staircase. And, without the older music, without the Jimmy Rogers and the Hank Williams and the Johnny Cash, I mean, it's all building blocks. Like I was listening to Ozzy a couple weeks ago, and that terrible passing. I mean, we all get to go home, right? But it was just sad. It still is. And I was listening to some Black Sabbath, and I was thinking, my first thought was, this stuff is so simple. But then I realized in that moment, if you get away from Kiss music, I think you're wasting your time. Because keep it simple, stupid. I learned that a long time ago from older writers I was working with, and they're like, why that chord, and why are you writing in metaphor, man? I don't want to spend 5 minutes trying to figure out what you're saying. Just tell me about you. And I think that, not to go off on a tangent with Black Sabbath, but like War Pigs is like prophetic.
You know, I absolutely agree. To be very honest with you, War Pigs is one of my most favourite tracks from back in the day. So many radio stations that I've worked for that have actually included War Pigs, and believe me, sometimes I've had to fight to be able to add it into the playlist, but it has happened literally, and yes, it is one of my favourite tracks. It really, really is. Now, we've been on before, but I think we should refresh everybody's memory there, Mike. How, as a fan, do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you an Xer? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
I finally upped my social media game. So I think I'm in, like, if you use a baseball standard, I was in rookie ball for so long. I had no idea what I was doing. I think I'm like maybe in AA now. I'm not even in AAA when it comes to social media, but we're working on that end. We'll get it done. But the beauty of it is I think the music and the collective that I have, as far as the artists that I've been blessed enough to surround myself with, this stuff is such next level now that everything else just seems to catch up. So I don't go too crazy on the social media. I'm not desperately seeking people to follow us. But if you hear our music, or if you want to have a listen, at Michael F. Rose Bad Horse is YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Michael F. Rose or Bad Horse. You can go on X. You can go on TikTok. I've been kind of getting busy with because I hadn't looked at it in like a year, Grant. And then all of a sudden I went, I had 1,800, almost 1,800 followers on TikTok. I didn't even know. So I'm like, maybe I need to spend some time with these people, So, as and another passing that was heartbreaking for me, probably even more so, was Brian Wilson, because I really associate with him in a lot of ways when it comes to being a writer, when it comes to being locked in the house and walking out. When I finish a song and I'm in my little, this is my, as beautiful as it might be, this is really just my songwriting studio. I have this little 2-input.
Gotcha.
I have, just some monitors, and I build everything in here. I won't dare show you my electronic drum set that I play drums on. And then I send it to these amazing freaks of nature. I've got Bob Umphris on bass. I still have Bobby. Flip Perkins, who's like the most savant drummer, absolutely one of the best drummers in the world. I have Russ Pfeiffer. We've had Russ for a little bit, and Russ is a keyboard player, and he's a writer also. And he has a band that he came. Oh, good Lord in heaven! No, thank you. These people, leave me alone for a minute. Russ has a band called Trippin' Bigfoot, which is and he writes, and I love their music. It's. I hope I don't get Russ frustrated with this statement, but to me, it's really smart, and it kind of feels like listening to the Grateful Dead. I mean, everything's not verse, chorus, bridge, chorus out. You know, but the way I grew up and listening when we were talking about the 70s and 80s being the best time for music, I mean, I think the first artist I ever heard was from Hank. I went from Hank Williams to Johnny Cash to Dan Fogelberg to Neil Young. You know, it was just like I was just saturated and inundated with great songwriters. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Young. And then on the flip side, you know, I go to my mom's house. I was primarily raised by my grandparents, but I go to my mom's house and she's listening to Donna Summer, Ohio Players, and it was just like, it was just a crazy time for music. The 80s, there was a lot of really good stuff came out in the 80s, but I, honest to God, would have to say there's nothing like the 70s.
Yeah.
That was the great time for songwriting. I mean, we could go James Taylor. I mean, I'll run out of room. I can use this entire interview just naming how amazing that era was. Joni Mitchell. You know, where do you stop?
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, when I first really started getting seriously into music and seriously into radio, bands like Supertramp, for instance, were huge. It really, really was. Other bands, would you believe, as we went through the era, just developed around everything that we seem to do. And of all things, literally, when I'm going to university, I'm being given all of this government music, and we're going, it's got to change. We've got to get something different. Unbeknownst to me, would you believe, the first radio station that I ever worked for had that mantra right from the start. It's got to change. They were known as the Pirates, literally, on Radio Harakey, which ended up being the biggest radio station in the country at the time, literally. So we were out there to make a difference. Really, really were. And we just immersed ourselves in the 70s, 80s mantra, because that's when it was happening, you know what I mean? So we brought all of that to the foreground rather than listening to Burl Ives and other fantastic artists of the era.
Hey, you know what? I love Burl Ives and Frosty the Snowman and Santa Claus is Coming to Town or whatever they're very cool stuff.
Curly
but
Shells.
That's what back to that point. It's like my kids. You know, I always told my kids, you know, I did my best to raise them as a parent, and I think I probably got like a B+. And it's their job to do better. It's their job to keep this ascension going, and each generation gets a little better, because I won't go into, I mean, I was raised by some wonderful folks from Charleston, West Virginia. My dad's from just outside of Lexington, Kentucky, and it's a different culture, you know, and when you grow up that way, there was something about it that I love, because I even joke now. I mean, I'm a hillbilly. I have hillbilly in me, and I won't go into what that could mean at times. But when you have the opportunity to make something better and hand it off, that's what I really feel like these artists in the 70s did, and that's what I'm trying to do. Really, you know, I feel like I'm almost doing an eclectic collective impersonation of every influence I've ever had, because there's parts of my songs where I'm like, this sounds like Journey, and then I'm playing, I'm like, it sounds like Johnny Cash. It's like, and that's in my head. I don't say it, you know, but I can hear those pieces come together, and I'm like, wow, I can really hear that influence. And I think every artist, every guitar player, especially if you're our age and you look back at, I mean, every guy has a little Eddie in him. Every guy has, it's just, it's a beautiful thing that way. When we're just, we're trying to make it better, then we hand it off, then we go home, and then that they make it better. Right now, we're in a different type of a twist because we've got auto-tune, we've got AI music, and I'm creating the genre, and I already have, human music. Michael F. Rose and Bad Horse is human music. There's no auto-tune in the studio. There's no AI writing lyrics. There's none of that. This is old school. And I think if I can leave a legacy of music, along with a lot of other artists that are still doing it, for this younger generation, sincerity and truth has never been more profound.
Absolutely.
In this ascension. So I hope that they can take it to the next level.
Absolutely. I get that, and I'm being told, I better get on with this, literally. Real love. Now, I'm absolutely loving this track, but tell me a little bit about it.
Real Love was a song that I wrote after a horrific breakup with a person that I had tried to work a relationship with forever. Most of my adult life, I committed to this. And then when she left, I wrote Nothing New Under the Sun is a song I wrote I started writing the day she drove away, and that'll come up later. But Real Love is basically based on 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which is God's idea of love. Love does not envy, it does not boast, it keeps no records of wrongs. True love never fails. And oddly enough, to this point, her and I have been communicating and talking, and I think we might have grown up enough to prove that. And if you're going through something tough as a writer or just as a human, we're all better together. And keep going, because things do get better. And Grant and I were talking about that earlier, just a little bit, right?
Absolutely, we were. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live by Michael F. Rose from Bad Horse. Here's Real Love. How you feeling, Mike? You okay?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I had way too much coffee today.
It's all right. I think that's two of us.
I was drinking coffee till like 1 o'clock.
I know I can be. You don't have to be that nervous.
Have they still plenty of supply of coffee?
That's a weird thing. People have asked me, like, are you nervous when you go on stage in front of all those people? And I remember when I first started, I was a little or a lot. But now, honest to God, it's so much fun. I look at it as an opportunity to meet more amazing people. I think that's probably my favorite part of the whole music scene is when I'm done and I go out and I say hi to everybody and I get to hang out with them and ask them what they do. And it's the coolest.
Right. All of my career, I've actually had the opportunities of going and introducing bands on stage and stuff like this, up until the point where one day I was invited to go and address a group of retiree business people here in town, right?
Yeah.
First thing is, there was no music involved. Right now,
that's a good point.
I deal with music all the time, so standing on stage with no music is like I'm naked, you know what I mean? And secondly, I get up there and not one of them smiled. They were all looking at me like I owed them money. Okay?
Yeah.
So there was...
Grant, I've always had this deep desire to be a stand-up comedian. I love stand-up comedy. And one night, we were at an open mic, and I decided to go up with a few of my bits. And this is probably about 4 years ago. I went up, and I was so nervous, man. I couldn't believe how nervous I was because I wasn't in my element. And then my jokes bombed, my stories bombed, and I just walked off that stage like I'm on the wrong stage. I need to stay in my element, man. What am I doing? But I think I might have done it just for that rush. That you know what I mean? It's like I wanted to feel that again, and I'm excited about doing shows, but man, not at all nervous.
I get it. And, you know, I have done stand-up comedy, even to the point of, you know, I was actually getting really, really good at it. But the thing is this, when I went to this old people's kind of, you know, it was like the Inquisition, really, it really was.
So you did a stand-up bit in a retirement community?
The worst thing about it, Mike, literally was one of my friends says, don't worry about it, just imagine that they're naked. That really screwed me up.
I see right there. Yeah, you did stand-up. That's a good one. Good bit. I'm going to steal that next time I do open mic.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and this morning we're talking to Michael F. Rose from the band Bad Horse, of course, and absolutely loving it. I really, really am. Now, Mike, at the same time, we got the deals that we can get in touch with you and people will get a response from you, but how do we get hold of you to be able to buy some of your products? Do you sell t-shirts? Have you got a merch store? Can we buy a cap and a koozie?
Yeah, I have an Etsy, and I'll send you guys a link so you can put it up. And one of the things I've been struggling with, and I just recently found a graphic designer, was I spent a lot of time. I probably spent as many hours on merch than I did music. And like my comedy we were talking about off air, I'm about as good at graphic design as I am stand-up. So, but you can't find it here. We do have some very cool products there. There's a few that I like. There's some that are kind of on the bubble. But most importantly, I mean, this project, this band Bad Horse, with we got Rico on lead guitar. I call him Rico Suave. Russ calls him Rico Two Shirts. Honest to God, I don't even know his last name yet. We've done two. It's just phenomenal. We rehearse Tuesday. We actually have a rehearsal tonight. When I'm done with this, I get a buzz down the hill and go see my brothers in arms and make some music. But we have, and I'll go ahead and say it, I'm not supposed to, but since we're in New Zealand, nobody in America is going to hear me say this, but 7 o'clock, September 12th, Hyde Park Street Fair, you're going to see Bad Horse 2.0. We had a wonderful lead guitarist and co-writer who, Mark Hume, brother of mine, he went off to do another project. He wrote 57 Chevy with me. He wrote Real Love with me. He wrote, gosh, I can't even think of a couple more songs. Just a great writer. At any rate, this new Bad Horse with Russ Pfeiffer on keys and Rico playing lead guitar, chemistry is the thing. There's 5 of us now, and the chemistry in that room is something that I have hoped and prayed for my entire life. So if you dig Bad Horse or Michael F. Rose music, because that's about to kind of transition just into Bad Horse. If you liked it before, wait till you hear what we're doing now. We're going to go into the studio here probably within the next 3 to 4 weeks and start working on the album. We're going to do 3-song batches, and we'll release a single a month. And then once we get 12, we're going to release an LP because we're going to put it on vinyl.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Absolutely. That basically gets me really, really excited, simply because maybe, just maybe, you'll hand me some of these new articles that you're about to do and come back for another interview in the near future.
100%. And you know, you guys are the only ones. You get the first early release. I give you guys my new releases, and I don't know how far in advance I've done it, but I'll give it to you 2 weeks in advance. Before that song hits, you guys will be the first ones playing it.
You got all my staff sitting there doing the thumbs up right now. That's fantastic. They're all excited. They really, really are. Just one question. Just got one question for you. Is it still America?
It is again.
Is it?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of transition, a lot of work to go through. Without being divisive, I would just say that, once I noted about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, that the IQ in America had, for the first time in history, plummeted well under 100. I think the average was about 82, and that was my original concern. Was like, okay, wait a minute, politicians, only 1% of all people, and I think this is worldwide, but I know this is America for sure, if I'm going to stay on fact here. 1% of all people in America are politicians. 1% of all psychopaths are politicians. So, I started doing the way my head works, and, I think everybody in Washington, to some degree, I shouldn't say everybody, let me detract that statement. A majority of the people in Washington are corrupt. It's just the nature of the beast. And now that there's somebody standing in there who's kind of calling BS on all that, I think people are either ascending and straightening up, or they're just falling by the wayside. And I think that's happening because, if you don't mind me saying real quick, and I'll try not to be too long, Grant, is we're in an ascension right now. I mean, the Schumann resonance and Google Schumann resonance. You got to look at this. What's happening here in America is happening worldwide. It's happening in our solar system. It's happening in our galaxy. We've got Oumuamua coming. We have an interstellar visitor coming. I mean, we've got Apophis. We have all of this energy is causing this opportunity at ascension. So let go of hate. Let go of resentment. That's what Christ is wonderful for. That's the best place to go. But if that's not your bag, at least let go of hate. Because when you let go of hate and resentment and racism and all this other nonsense that they've convinced us are real things, that we could sit down here fighting while they run away with the pot of gold, if we can ascend beyond that together, we can wake up the collective consciousness of this world. Because I'm telling you guys right now, the new earth is transforming right now. That's why you see everything happening in the world, from the earthquakes to the volcanoes and the glacier melts in Alaska. And everything is at a hand, it seems, but this is the transformation of the new earth, and we have to transform with it so we can be a part of it. And I hope to see everybody there. That's kind of where my heart's at, and I think my music is the best way to share that love frequency, to make sure that love is at the forefront. And we're going to have bad days, we're going to get mad, we're going to argue, just like any relationship. But remember this, if you remember anything I've ever told you, and I've told all my kids the same thing, and they'll resonate that through my grandkids. The end of real love, of faith, hope, and love, the greatest of these is love. And it's not just ooey gooey, I love you because you're hot. It's I love you because you're having this human experience with me. And we're better together. And if we can be forgiving and look past color and all this other nonsense, we can all make it to this new earth that, go ahead and watch, go on YouTube. I mean, you guys know it's transforming. Didn't you guys just have the big banger like a week ago? Big earthquake down there?
We've had quite a few earthquakes down here, but we're right in the earthquake zone, literally.
From California up through Alaska, all the way to Kamchatka, where they had that big 8.8 or whatever that enormous earthquake was. And the beauty and the miracle of that is, because of God's grace, this is a wake-up call. Because not one person died from a tsunami, not one person died after an 8.8 earthquake, and there's more coming. So if we stick together in this time, we'll make it through, and then we can all together ascend to this new earth, which is all about love.
You're right here at Galaxy, joined by Michael F. Rose today and Bad Horse. Here's Still America.
Sorry about that tangent. I just couldn't help it, man. It's like
all good, brother. All good.
You know,
We're still recording, so if he doesn't want anything to.
I love being on the air with you guys because I don't know. I just feel unfiltered with you guys, and you know me well enough to know I'm not really filtered. But some of the interviews that I do, it just doesn't feel like there's space for that. But I feel like you and I, Grant, like we're so kindred. Like our energies just kind of stack, man. And I have to share that. And that's what the music is really for. I mean, it's not that I can't help making it, it just happens. But hopefully, and it's already starting to, and it has to some degree, the music gives me a platform so I can tell people about love, real love, agape love, right? Like that unconditional love where you can let somebody make a mistake. You have to have healthy boundaries because I learned that the hard way. But at the same time, man, I mean, it's the 60s again. We can have a love movement right now, and we're leading it.
Absolutely.
I've already joined
No,
with all
we're
the
doing this
hearts.
now. We're too old to mess it up with acid and everything else. You know, we won't let the CIA ruin our love movement.
Exactly. Absolutely. I don't even know if that guy who brought LSD into the world is still alive these days.
No, Timothy Leary's gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he lived in Idlewild before I lived there. A beautiful town, Idlewild, California.
We better go back.
Let's get it. Get back on there.
You made it.
Ah, dear. Yeah, caught on the hop that time. Sorry, folks. I really am. I was too busy in listening to what Michael was saying before watching the time. So my fault there. I'll take the my bad on that one. So, Michael, I do apologise as well for getting so engrossed in this conversation because I absolutely 100% agree with you. I really do. And I do think we're kindred brothers of another land, if you know what I mean. I really do have that feeling with you as well. Now, having said that, I think we should be moving on. I'm being told by my producer that we really must get this underway. So, nothing new. Now, believe me, at the moment, this is your most highest rated track at the moment as we're playing it here at Galaxy, literally. What makes this so damn popular?
I think it's sincerity because this song is about when the love of my life had left, and I was willing to do almost anything. I mean, short of wild and crazy stuff. I mean, maybe some wild and crazy stuff to wake up, but the agony that I felt came out in the music because music is medicine. That's why everybody's art should be appreciated. I don't care if it's radio friendly. If you're playing a song that helps somebody get through whatever they're going through because they can relate to what you're sharing, it's medicine. So my music is my medicine, and then I share it with my friends who are all of you. And the song, oddly enough, when you listen to the lyrics in the song, just know that that person I wrote the song about, she went through her own trials and tribulations, and then we ran into each other, and there was a different energy. There's so many different frequencies now available that we can plug into, and when love is at its primary, you know, when you make it first, I don't know where to go from there, Grant. I mean, I'll be another 10 minutes, and I don't want to do that to you. But make love first in all situations. Her and I, when we first met, we still felt the love, and we decided, you know what, I love you enough. Obviously, I spent 25 years loving her and still do, to be friends. And we built a friendship. And the friendship grew so rapidly that it reestablished the next level of what could be a relationship, and that's where we were. And now I'm kind of up here. Don't tell her. I got to let her know. I got to get. I don't want her. I'm a man. I got to play it cool. I can't wear my heart on my sleeve all the times as you listen to this song that clearly has a heart this big on my sleeve. But that's you call it a miracle, or you could call it personal growth and going through the work and the therapy and all the things that are necessary to unravel the things that are getting in the way of your joy. Happiness is fleeting. Happiness is like I'm happy on Friday when I get paid. Now I'm sad on Monday. And I'm happy on Friday. But joy, man, actually, it's up here. The joy of the Lord is our strength, and the Lord is the Word, and God's Word is love.
Absolutely love it. I really, really do. You're right here at Galaxy, joined today by Michael F. Rose from Bad Horse. Here's Nothing New.
What's our producer's name?
I'm sorry?
What's the producer's name? I forgot.
Nada. Not enough. Terry.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Nada, I'm so sorry to be long-winded. I have these moments. The last 2 days, my energy has just been like I was talking about that Schumann resonance and all the energy and all these frequencies, man. It's blasting me right now.
It's all good. It really, really is. It's just that we have other shows coming up, if you know what I mean.
No, I know, but you just tell me when to stop and we'll hug and say goodbye, and
we will wrap it up after this. Nada's all good, aren't you?
We're
I'm good, thank
photos.
you.
Yeah, okay. How many countries are tuned in right now?
Countries is the low one, 167.
Okay, that's not bad. 167 countries.
oh, that's all?
6,912.
How many more are there?
6,912 cities are tuned in around the
I
world.
don't know how many
That's
countries.
radical. That's
I
awesome.
think
See, that's
it's
what I'm telling you guys. You guys have really kicked the door open for independent artists over there. I'm telling you. And when do we leave for India?
We hope to be in the air within the next 6 weeks.
You better drag me with you. I told you I'd
Oh,
go.
he's coming.
Don't you worry.
Don't
Don't you worry. Yeah, it's Independence Day in India too, by the way. So, they are celebrating right now. They'll be throwing sort of coloured flowery stuff at each other and acting like
That's awesome.
hooligans. Gosh, I wish I was there.
That would be kind of, maybe you and I shouldn't be there right now. It might be too much fun.
Oh yeah, believe me, I'd get arrested with different coloured chalks in my hands.
Yeah, you and I'd be in the can at like 3:30.
Exactly.
Before
Exactly. Well, actually, I think by about 3:30 they'd be begging to let us out.
probably.
Yeah.
We'd either be in jail or taking a nap.
Yeah, one of those three. Yeah. I was saying to the wife the other day, I've got a walking stick here because I've got a false knee. I had it replaced when I had a bike accident many, many years ago. And from time to time it plays up and I just need a little assistance. And I says to the wife the other day, I'm going to go into a country that you can go down any street and it's like the most congested street you've ever been in.
Yeah.
She goes, what are you going to do about that? And I says, walking stick.
That's right.
Clear the way, I'm coming through.
Clear the way.
Absolutely.
You're bigger than them. I think you'll be fine. I think God has really set a course for you guys in moving this love and this music and all the indie artists that you guys support and push. It's
Lots.
I mean, this is kind of like I think you guys are supporting and promoting real music's last chance.
Well, here's a good thought. Let's go back to the desk, right?
I love you, Barbara. The only part I don't like about this interview is I never get to see you. I see ya.
Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You did hear that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here.
okay, fair enough. Very, very cool. Now, today we're joined by Michael Efrays from the band Bad Horse, and got to give flowers to KG as well, Caden Gordon. He's such a great little promoter, and so much.
Yeah.
We got to say thank you for putting us in touch with Michael, and believe me, it's not only a friendship at work. This is going to be a project for life. It really is. We're going to know each other forever. We really are.
Love you, Kay.
Yeah.
Kay's my boy.
Now, but yeah, you got into the magazine. How did you feel about that?
Oh, God, which one?
The Lazy Indie magazine.
That was really cool. It was a bit of a surprise because I had heard that we would be the cover of some indie magazine, and I also want to plug my dear friend who really gave me about as much momentum, if not more. The two most influential people that I met when I first started this a few years back was Caden Gordon and, of course, Michael Bate band. And just their business sense. You know, like I said, I'm Brian Wilson over here locking myself in my studio here, writing, and sometimes I walk out of this room and go, what day is it? You know, and without you guys playing the music, without the Caden Gordons and the Michael Bates, these business-minded guys, our collective makes us so much better together, and it's a great example of how, like I was saying earlier, without reiterating too much, is we're all better. You know, that collective consciousness. And you and I and Barbara and Michael and Caden, and there's so many others I won't try to list, but we have that thing. And it's such a beautiful ride. It really is.
Absolutely. Now, I'm a little... I really don't know how to accept this, but I don't think I'm indie music's last chance. Literally, what I think is we're indie music's world wake up. I think it's time the world wake up to real music.
Yeah, well, we can merge those thoughts, which is we are real music, no AI, no auto-tune. We are real music's last chance.
That's right.
If they don't wake up. But I really think based on this ascension and everything that's going on right now, they will. Hi, who's that in the corner?
That's Nada.
Yeah.
That's
Hi,
Nada.
Nada.
Hi.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. I was just stretching my legs.
Oh, good. I
Didn't mean
thought
to
you were coming in to
interrupt.
yell at me because I won't shut up.
No, she'll do that to me later. Believe me, over the coffee.
Yeah.
I'll hear all about it. But, you know, she's my boss. So I've got to do what I'm told, literally,
Me
yes.
too. Therefore, she's my boss right now, too. So we better straighten up.
There we go. So I must say thank you, Michael, for joining us, and looking forward to the next edition of Michael Efrays and Bad Horse. I really, really am. I'm loving playing your music on the radio right now, and looking forward to brand new stuff coming up. I know that you're going to see me in the near future, at least a couple of weeks ahead of everybody else, which is fantastic. It really is. But Michael, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't go anywhere because, as you know, we're going to take a couple of pickies and get to know each other a bit more. But in the meantime, join me on Monday morning between 5:30 in the morning, and 10 for the breakfast show. Barbara's going to hook on in, coming out of those misty mountains up in Pongakawa Valley, and she'll be here live on Tuesday. Join us then. So thank you so much for joining me today with Michael Efrays and Bad Horse. See you on Monday, okay? Happy radio, everyone.
Love you all.